My name is Laura. I am a mother. Before this story, my life was quiet, simple, normal. I never imagined I would tell a story like this. But one day, everything changed. I lived with my daughter in a small town. The town was peaceful. People knew each other. Children played outside. I always believed it was a safe place. My daughter's name was Emily. She was 7 years old. Emily had soft brown hair and gentle eyes. She loved drawing. She loved stories. She loved asking questions. Every morning, she asked me something new. Mom, why do people smile? Mom, why do birds fly? Mom, do you think stars can hear us? She held my hand when we walked. She hugged me tightly before school. She never forgot to say goodbye. She was my world. I worked in a small bookstore near the park. The job did not pay much, but I liked it. Books helped me escape stress. Stories made life feel lighter. Every afternoon, after school, I met Emily at the park. It was our routine. She played. I watched. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes we talked. Nothing special. Just life. The day she disappeared was a Friday. I remember every detail. The sky was blue. The air was warm. The streets were quiet. Emily wore her favorite yellow jacket. Mom, she said that morning, can I go to the park after school? Yes, I said. But stay where I can see you. I promise, she smiled. That smile stayed in my mind. After work, I walked to the park. I was a little late, only 10 minutes. When I arrived, children were everywhere, laughing, running, shouting. I smiled. Then I looked for Emily. I did not see her. I checked the swings, the slide, the bench near the tree. She was not there. I told myself to relax. She is probably playing somewhere else, I thought. I waited. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. My heart started to beat faster. I walked around the park. I called her name softly. Emily. No answer. I called louder. Emily. Nothing. I felt something cold inside me. A fear I had never felt before. I asked a woman near the sandbox. Excuse me, I said. Have you seen my daughter? She's wearing a yellow jacket. She shook her head. No, sorry. I asked another parent. Then another. No one had seen her. I ran to the park entrance. I looked down the street. Nothing. My hands were shaking. I called her phone. No answer. I called again. Still nothing. I ran to her school. The door was closed, but a teacher was still inside. She left with the other children, the teacher said. She was happy. Happy. That word hurt me. I called the police. My voice broke. My daughter is missing, I said. They asked many questions. Her age. Her clothes. The last time I saw her. I answered everything. They told me to stay calm, but I could not. The police arrived at the park. They searched the area. They talked to people. They took notes. I stood there, useless. I felt like I was falling. That night, Emily did not come home. Her bed was empty. Her shoes were by the door. I sat on the floor of her room. I held her toy. I cried quietly. I did not want the neighbors to hear. I blamed myself. Why was I late? Why did I let her go alone? The next day, posters were everywhere. Emily's face. Her smile. Missing child. I hated those words. People helped. They searched the streets, the park, the forest nearby. I thanked them, but inside I felt empty. Days passed. No sign, no message, no call. I stopped sleeping. Every sound made me jump. Every knock scared me. Then, on the fourth night, the phone rang. The number was unknown. My hands shook as I answered. Hello? There was silence. Then a voice. Low. Cold. We have your daughter. My heart stopped. She is alive, the voice said. But you must listen carefully. I could not speak. Do not call the police again, the voice continued. Do not tell anyone. Please, I whispered. Please don't hurt her. The call ended. I fell to the floor. I cried louder than ever before. I wanted to scream, but I didn't, because fear took my voice. The police said they would help. They said they would protect Emily. But the voice told me not to trust anyone. I was torn. A mother between fear and hope. That night, I sat by the phone, waiting, praying, holding Emily's jacket. I whispered, please come back. I didn't know then that this was only the beginning. After the phone call, my life stopped. The world around me continued, but inside, everything was frozen. I did not go to work. I did not answer messages. I did not talk to friends. I only waited. The police wanted details. They asked me to repeat the call again and again. The voice, the words, the time. But every time I spoke about it, my chest hurt. The voice was calm. Too calm. That scared me more than shouting. They told me not to answer unknown numbers again. But how could I not? What if it were Emily? What if she needed me? I kept my phone in my hand all the time, even when I slept. The next call came 2 days later. Again, an unknown number. I answered immediately. Hello. She is fine, the voice said. I started to cry. Please, I said. Let me talk to her. There was a pause. Then I heard her voice. Soft. Tired. Mommy? Emily, I cried. I'm here. I'm here. I'm scared, she said. It's dark. I know, sweetheart, I whispered. But you are strong. The line went silent. No police, the voice warned. No tricks. The call ended. I fell to my knees. She was alive. That was hope. But hope hurt too. The police traced the call. Nothing. The kidnappers were careful. Too careful. They knew what they were doing. Days turned into weeks. Every day felt longer than the last. I stopped looking in mirrors. I looked older, tired, empty. The kidnappers never asked for money. That made everyone nervous. Why take a child and not ask for ransom? One officer asked. No one had an answer. I started to remember things. A man is standing near the school gate. A black car was parked across the street. Someone is watching for too long. Were these memories real? Or was my fear changing my mind? One night, a message arrived. No words. Just a photo. Emily. She was sitting on a chair. Her hands were not tied. Her face was pale. Her eyes were red from crying. I screamed. I threw my phone across the room. Then I picked it up again. I stared at the photo for hours. I memorized every detail. The wall behind her. The light. The shadow. The police studied it. An old building, one said. Maybe outside the city. That was not enough. I spoke to Emily again days later. She sounded weaker. They don't hurt me, she said. But they don't talk to me. Are you alone? I asked. No, she whispered. I hear people walking. My heart broke. I stopped leaving the house. What if they were watching me? What if they followed me? I locked every door, every window. Fear lived with me now. One morning the police called. They found something. A small shoe. Emily's shoe. Near an old warehouse road. I ran there. The area was empty. Cold. Broken glass on the ground. I held the shoe. I screamed. I cried until my body shook. They searched the warehouse. Nothing. No sign. No sound. It was like Emily had disappeared into the air. That night, I lost hope. For the first time, I thought, what if I never see her again? That thought almost destroyed me. Then the phone rang again. A message this time. A location. A time. Come alone. I showed the police. They said it was dangerous. They wanted to follow me secretly. I said no. If they saw the police, Emily could die. I could not risk that. The place was far. An old road outside the city. No lights. No houses. I arrived early. My heart was beating so fast I felt sick. I waited. A car appeared. Black. Slow. My legs felt weak. The door opened. I saw Emily. She was inside. She looked at me. "Mommy," she cried. I ran toward her. Then everything happened too fast. Someone grabbed me. I felt a hard hit on my head. I fell. The world went dark. When I woke up, my head hurt. I was lying on the floor. The room was cold, dark. Then I heard a sound. Mommy? I turned. Emily was there. She ran to me. I held her. I cried. I'm here, I said. I'm not leaving you. But we were not free. We were trapped. Together. The door was locked. We sat on the floor. Emily was shaking. I held her tightly. It's okay, I said. I will protect you. But inside, I was terrified. We heard voices outside. Arguing. Footsteps. Then silence. Hours passed. Maybe minutes. Time felt strange. Then suddenly, sirens. Loud. Close. The door broke open. Lights filled the room. Police shouted. The kidnappers ran. Shots. Shouting. Chaos. I covered Emily's ears. And then, silence. A police officer kneeled. You're safe now, he said. I couldn't speak. I only held my daughter. The police took us outside. The night air felt cold. But for the first time in weeks, I could breathe. Emily was wrapped in a blanket. She held my hand tightly. She did not let go. An ambulance waited nearby. Doctors checked her carefully. She is weak, one doctor said. But she will be okay. Those words saved me. Emily stayed in the hospital for a few days. She slept a lot. She barely spoke. Sometimes she woke up suddenly, afraid, crying. I was always there. I held her hand. I stroked her hair. I'm here, I whispered every time. You are safe now. The kidnappers were caught. I did not want to see them. I did not want to hear their names. I only wanted my daughter back. Weeks later, we returned home. Emily's room looked the same. Her toys were waiting. Slowly, she smiled again. Not the same smile as before, but a real one. Life did not return to normal, but we learned to live again. Together. Every night I kiss her forehead. Every night she whispers, Mommy, you didn't leave me. And I answer, I never will. If you want next, I can. Write a strong SEO title plus description plus hashtags. Adapt this into A2 listening, slow English. Create a thumbnail image prompt, 19:6 or 9:16. Just tell me. 2500 word for part 3. Perfect here is part 3 rewritten as a full long ending to 2,500 words. It is emotional, slow, detailed, and suitable for a long YouTube listening video. Simple A to B1 English, no shadowing instructions, no breaks, just story. Part 3. Learning how to live again is approximately equal to 2,500 words. When the police took us out of the building, the night felt unreal. The air was cold, but I did not feel it. I was holding Emily. She was wrapped in a blanket, small and quiet in my arms. Her head rested on my chest. I could feel her breathing. That was all that mattered. Red and blue lights filled the road. Police cars. Ambulances. People talking. But the world felt far away. A police officer spoke to me, but I did not hear his words. I only heard Emily whisper, "Mommy, is it over?" "Yes," I said softly. "It's over. You're safe." I hoped my voice sounded strong. Inside, I was shaking. The ambulance doors closed behind us. The sound was loud. Emily jumped slightly. I held her tighter. "It's okay," I said. "I'm here." A nurse checked her heartbeat. Another checked her temperature. They asked questions. Did she eat? Did she sleep? Did she feel pain? Emily did not answer. She only looked at me. So I answered for her. At the hospital, the lights were bright. Too bright. Emily did not like it. She hid her face against my shoulder. Doctors examined her carefully. They said she was weak. She was tired. She was scared. But she was alive. "She will recover," a doctor said. Those words felt like a gift. Emily stayed in the hospital for several days. She slept most of the time. Sometimes she woke up suddenly. She cried. She called my name. I never left her side. I slept in a chair next to her bed. I held her hand all night. Every time she opened her eyes, she checked if I was still there. I smiled at her. "I'm here," I said again and again. She nodded slowly. Sometimes she smiled. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she said nothing at all. On the third day, she spoke more. "Mommy," she said quietly, "why did they take me?" I froze. How do you answer a question like that? I took a deep breath. "Some people make very bad choices," I said. "But it was not your fault." She looked down. "Was it your fault?" "No," I said quickly. "No, never." She thought for a moment. Then she whispered, "I was so scared." I held her. "I know," I said. "But you were very brave." The police visited me in the hospital. They told me what happened. The kidnappers had planned everything carefully. They had watched. They had waited. They had chosen the wrong family. They were arrested. They would not hurt anyone again. I listened quietly. I did not feel angry. I felt empty. When Emily was allowed to go home, she was nervous. She held my hand tightly as we walked out of the hospital. The world outside felt too big, too loud, too fast. Our house looked the same, but it felt different. Emily stopped at the door. She did not move. "It's okay," I said gently. "We can go slowly." She nodded. Step by step, we entered. Her room was exactly how she left it. Her bed. Her toys. Her drawings on the wall. She stood still. She touched her blanket. She picked up her favorite toy. Then she started to cry. I cried with her. We sat on the floor together, holding each other, letting the tears come. The first nights were the hardest. Emily woke up many times. Bad dreams. Fear. Dark thoughts. I slept next to her bed. Sometimes in bed. Sometimes on the floor. Every time she woke up, I was there. Days passed. Slowly. Very slowly. Emily started to eat again. She started to laugh at small things. Not loudly, but softly, carefully. She did not want to go outside. She did not want to see people. I did not push her. We stayed home. We read books. We drew pictures. We watched old cartoons. One day she asked, "Mommy, will they come back?" My heart tightened. "No," I said firmly. "They can't." She looked at me. "Promise?" "I promise," I said. Weeks turned into months. Emily went back to school. At first only for a short time. She held my hand at the gate. She looked scared. But she went inside. I stood there, watching. My heart is beating fast. At home, I changed too. I locked doors more often. I checked the windows. I watched people closely. Fear stayed with me. But I learned to live with it. For Emily. Sometimes, at night, I cried alone. Not where she could see. I cried from fear. For the pain. For the part of our life that was gone. But every morning I smiled again. One evening, Emily sat next to me on the couch. She leaned against my shoulder. "Mommy," she said, "you came for me." "Yes," I said. "I always will." She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "When I was alone, I thought about you." My throat closed. "What did you think?" I asked. "That you would find me." I hugged her tightly. Life never went back to how it was before. But something new grew. Stronger. Deeper. Our love. Emily learned to trust again. Slowly. I learned to let go of fear. Slowly. We healed together. Every night, I kiss her forehead. Every night, she smiles sleepily. And sometimes she whispers, "I love you, Mommy." And I answer, "I love you more than anything." This story is not about fear. It is about love. A love that searches. A love that waits. A love that never gives up.